Friday and nice enough to join us, coming off the 118-101 win over the Jazz last night. The coach of the Kings, Doug Christie. Coach, thanks so much for your time. How you feeling today?
In a real way. That's a way to bring them in. I like it, guys.
Come on now, I got you, man.
No doubt. I'm good, man. I mean, always working, trying to figure it out, and that's really where I'm at, man. Just trying to decipher the puzzle and put our best product out there on the floor, gentlemen.
Coach, can I ask you, now that you've had a chance to look at it maybe and think about it, what has pleased you the most about the last two wins?
Just the ability to continue to fight and work on us. That's been our biggest, my biggest messaging to them is this isn't really about our opponent right now. It's about, because we don't have the ability to have training camp. We don't have the ability to have some things. So a lot of what we're working on, we're doing it in live action. We're working on it on the floor, go back and get the video, whatever practice time that we're able to have, shoot arounds anytime, just trying to be as efficient as possible. So the fact that guys are playing hard and trying to figure out some of those things on the fly and understanding the messaging of working on us on a night-to-night basis.
Coach, one of the things that we hear about here quite often is how hard you work, how much you put in, how much effort you rock, and how much you put every single day. And I think it shows with the team that's coming on the floor. Are you starting to see a little bit of some of your persona in some of this team? Or are you seeing some of the fight that you've brought to, all the Sacramento Kings fans have come to know you for?
Yeah, I see it in spurts, and I think that's probably, when I talk about working on us, that's one of the biggest things is there's a level of consistency that we see with the really good teams, and that's what we're trying to find, and that is me trying to hold them accountable, but when you take it to that next level, it's about them holding each other accountable on a night-to-night basis. And, I do see it. And I really, to be honest with you, since, we've gotten into this, I've seen it early on. Like, there were times when we were down double digits, and it's become a thing that they continue to fight. They continue to grind and try to fight their way back into the game. And then once they get a hold of it, now we're trying to learn on how to, and to kind of squeeze it and just put opponents away. And it's a process to everything that you do in this league. But I'm really proud of the guys' attention to detail, trying to do all the right things. Does it go right all the time? No, it does not. But it is not from, even when I look at the turnovers and things like that, they're not selfish turnovers, like the alley-oops and different things. Guys are trying to move the basketball. They're trying to make plays for each other. And a little bit it comes from thinking. But, as you say, my personality on this team is hopefully, as we continue to go down this path, is the fight, the determination, the willingness to sacrifice, and we play as hard as hell.
Oh, that's a lot to be asking, man. Come on.
Coach Doug Christie, as you mentioned, Coach, you guys don't have a training camp here, and practice time is precious. I'm assuming that's why you left the starters in as long as you did last night, because every moment of those groups together on the floor are so precious right now as you try to figure your way forward with this group?
Yes and no. Early on, I can't remember what game it was. I remember subbing the starters out. It was like 4 minutes to go, and there was a couple buckets, and I was thinking, nah, never again. So, yeah, no, it is a little bit of that as well, is trying to allow them, because they don't get reps and different things like that. And you cannot mimic. I don't care how much practice time you do. I don't care how hard your training camp is. You cannot mimic game reps. So trying to make sure that, in those moments, if they're going to be trapping, if they're going to be blitzing, trying to get into your offense, just different things, even on the defensive end, what calls are we in? And I was messaging that as I was standing up there. I'm like, listen, the game's going on, but I'm saying, guys, we're working on ourselves. Like, pick up, touch man, touch ball. This is about us. It's not about them. And, we have to do that. We got to use every single thing that we can, try to be as efficient in practice as we can, multitasking, but at the same time trying to make sure that we're crossing the T's and dotting the I's and not letting anything slip. It's a lot of fun. I would tell you that.
Joined by head coach of the Sacramento Kings, Doug Christie. All right, enough of my basketball questions. I'll let Whitey kick those over to you, Doug. I'm more worried about the choice of the kicks every single game, or how you picking out what locker, what shoe you wearing per game, man. Do you put the Nikes for the purple, or are you rocking the Vans? Or where are you going each game? How you choose the footwear?
Yeah, I'm not a Van guy. Right now I'm on these black Travis Scotts.
Okay.
Jordan 1 lows. Yeah, I'm kind of a Jordan 1 low. Wifey bought me a pair of Gucci's. I wore them once. We lost, but it wasn't.
you just quietly put it back up.
That wasn't why, but I'm. Yeah, there's no method to the madness, man. It's more of a feel, but I enjoy my kicks, man.
That's right.
No doubt.
That's right.
Yeah. Doug, obviously, Coach Christie, pardon me, one of the things that fans love about you being the coach is you were one of the favorites on the best team in Kings history. So we had a question here from a fan in the chat, and Tino wanted to know, what did you learn from Rick Adelman? Was it to give players freedom and let them play to the best of their abilities?
It's a good question, actually. I learned a lot from Coach Adelman, but what I learned from him that probably translates to the coaching aspect of it was just that, like trying to get them to buy into what we're doing, but to be selfless in the way that they approach the game. And that's where, when I was talking to you guys about the turnovers, like, it's from a selfless act. It's not like, you're not forcing the shot and then you don't have anything and you're throwing the ball away. It's like they're driving, they're trying to kick it, they're swinging it, it's getting intercepted. But, all of the things are right. Maybe the read was incorrect. And I think that was one of Adelman's great strengths. Was it started with Webb, Vlade, Peja, and you go down, like, everyone has skills and everybody could do a lot of things, but it was always the selflessness of the betterment of the team. And that was, I think, one of his greatest gifts, is his ability to figure out a way that we all bought into that, and trying to take that and bring that to Kings basketball again. At the same time, being a style of basketball that is not only winning, but it's also beautiful to watch for the fans. And I think they always enjoyed coming because it was a show. We're here to play, but we're also putting on the show for our people. And when they come into the arena, we want them to be proud of Sacramento, proud of the Kings, but also beat the hell out of people at the same time.
Joined by Coach Christie of the Sacramento Kings. Coach, something that's super hot around here in Sacramento, and I think I get asked this more than anything, any question about who and what you are, is the secret messages on the whiteboard before the game. Yeah. And I've seen, some of the reporters down and, jump into the locker room and try to break the code.
Like
I'm not
DS was one for the Warriors. Right? Yeah.
Look, don't give the secrets, but what's the thought process of talking about method of the madness? What's the whiteboard talking about every single game?
It's a good one. I mean, it just kind of happened organically. Like one of the first games, I put something up on the board, and it was MTFU. And I asked them, and I won't say what they thought that it meant, because it was like, I was like, no, but that's good though. I was like, I like that. That could be like, you got A and B, but it was make them feel us. And so from there, it just kind of took its own thing. And, I read a lot of books, especially when I'm driving. I'm listening to a lot of books and different things that I find interesting. A lot of them are like autobiographies, because I like to hear people's stories. And a lot of times there's pain and overcoming adversity and a lot of different things that apply to a lot that these guys are experiencing. And whether it's my experiences or reading or whatever it is, the message just kind of comes throughout the day. It's not anything that I'm trying to think of or anything. Some of them come a couple minutes, before I get to the arena. And then I write it up there. Sometimes they guess it correctly. They have, because now it kind of becomes a thing with them. They're looking at it like, what the heck is he talking about? You know what I mean? And some are a little deeper than others. Some aren't. It's just, an acronym for what I'm thinking. But that's all it is, man. It's just trying to, I always used to say, even on TV and on radio, is, part of, I think, my job is to get them mentally in the lather. Like, they go on the floor and they get themselves physically in the lather. That's sweating. But I need their minds to wake up, and I need their minds to be involved, and I need their minds to be thinking of whatever that messaging is, because the messaging is always going to be positive. It's always going to be about us. It's always going to be about winning. It's always going to be about us doing the things that we need to do to be successful. So that's really all it is.
Coach, we've been talking a lot since Monday night. We've been talking about the fact that you said, hey, 38 threes, I think it was, against Charlotte. You said, that's a little light. My new number is 50. So I'll give you my theory on that, and you can tell me why I'm probably dead wrong. But because 50 is a lot. So I was thinking, okay, he wants them to shoot 40. They're not normally getting to that number. So coach is saying he wants 50, hoping they'll have a better chance of getting to 40. I'm sure that's wrong, but that's all I got. 50 is a big number, Doug. What can you share with us about how you came to that number?
Well, I think, first of all, the arithmetic, the math behind it, there's a number for each player that I would like them to get to. And the way that I broke it down, it's possible. But I will say, we were light early on, and 40 was the number. So we were getting 37. We got 42 once. We got 28. So then I went 45 to get us to 40. So now I'm going 50 to get us to 45.
Yeah, see? Yeah.
Gang, it's gang.
Yeah, no doubt. But I mean, that's what I want, and I want them to play for each other. That means, how do you get to a number like that? You get to the number like that by being selfless. You get to the number like that by having 30 assists. You get to the number like that by collapsing the defense, kicking it out, being ready to shoot the basketball, not pump faking. I'm ready when I catch it. I'm thinking shot when I catch it. And if I don't, that means somebody was close enough to me. Now I take advantage. Once the advantage is created, however it was created, we got guys who can create it on their own, like Zach or Malik, and they get by their guy. Don't give the advantage up. And you give the advantage up by holding the ball or pump faking or something like that. So whether it's a two-man game in a pick and roll, whether it's a post-up with Domas or DeMar, and they double team and they kick it out, once that advantage is created, keep it and look to let that thing fly.
Yo, D, one of the things that I, and like many other people around here, consider you the godfather of basketball when it comes to Seattle. And I know you're selfless, and I know you say no, but I know you knew somewhat of Zach LaVine. You kind of tapped in with Zach, but now that he's here and he's under the guidance of you, and you're in the same city, same team, has he surprised you with anything?
Yeah, I mean, he's better than I even thought. And I think you remember this because we were on the radio and we had tried to get Zach. And there was conversations between him and different players, and I was just like, yo, I love all the players, but you guys, you're not right on this one. This kid can go. And I think he's finding his way, but he shoots the ball at a really high clip. And every time he shoots it now, I think it's going in. That's the vibe I get. And when you're playing against a player like that, you're hoping it doesn't go in. So the difference is how I'm looking at it. And now it's man, that really got a chance. Like when he got on the heater the other night at home, he shot one right in front of me, and I you get those angles, and I got the angle, and as soon as it left, I was like, oh man, that's good. And that was like the third one in a row, and I'm thinking, wow, man, I'm glad you're on our team, bro. So yeah, I would say like just watching how he goes about his game, the gravity that he has out there, and I mean he's a professional scorer at a really, really high level. So I'm glad he has on our jersey, and I'm just hoping that we continue to figure this thing out at a really high level for our fans.
Coach, as you try to get this team offensively to function at a high level, how pleased were you with the shot distribution last night? 14, 16, 12, 18, and 12. Obviously, Keegan's big night. He takes more shots than usual, but very balanced attack in that regard. How pleased were you with that?
Yeah, it's a good thing because that means everyone is touching the ball. And when a guy finds a game, like as a good teammate, like we find ways to get him the basketball. I would say really like that is actually what I would like to see from Keegan. Like I thought that was probably is about as perfect a game as he could have. I thought the reads on DHOs was great. If a guy went under, he didn't go too far, so he had a chance to recover. And when he caught the ball, he was ready to shoot it. 10 is the number of threes that I like to see from him. He got to that number. Defensively, he was solid. On the backboards, he was solid. Like the all-around game was it. But when you talk about the offensive side, that's really what I want to see from him is an aggressive mindset. When you catch it, you are ready to shoot. You immediately, you pull your weapon out right away. And from there, it's a read. Did he go under? Is he trailing me? Where are we at? And what is the next step? And it was just really good to see from him because I thought that he kind of got away from the thing that made him special. Because in our league, once you find something that makes you special, then you make people take that away from you. And that's how your game evolves. Sometimes we start trying to evolve our game before we make people take it away and respect it at such a high level that it makes you evolve your game. So, but the shot distribution, like sharing the basketball like that, and then when a guy finds a game, then we go to that, and that's probably the person on that night that's going to get the most shots, and that's okay.
Yeah, man, that's dope. Coach, who got the weakest aux cord music over there? Who got the weakest playlist right now for the Kings?
I'm not sure because everybody got headphones on, man. So I don't know what they be. I don't know what they be rocking to. But I told them actually the other day, like, man, we need a theme song.
Right.
Man. Like, when I was in New York, it was let's get ready to rumble. And then when I was in Sacramento, it was what did my team? He used to say, "We ready."
Oh, okay, little Pastor Troy. Yeah,
yeah. So we'd be in the hallway, and that's the chant that would start. And I told him, that somebody's going to be on it. They said we own it, but I was like, man, what's our thing? We got to have a thing. You know what I'm saying? As soon as you hear it, it's time to turn up and get at it.
That's what I'm looking for.
And right now, they got some cracking music.
Okay.
They have their thing going on, but I'm looking for that thing. The thing that wake me up, and I go, okay, I know everything in the world is going to be right when they hear this one.
The musical equivalent of smelling salts is what you're looking for.
Yeah. Them smelling salts, man. Them things is. Whew, man.
I
tell you.
Yeah, I got one more for you. As you mentioned, you and Jay used to be on the air here. Who that's on the air now here at 1140 is least likely? I know no one's going to do it, but who is least likely who's on the air now on this station to go from being on the air to a head coach of an NBA team?
Chris.
I thought you were going to say that. It's funny because
whatever your question was,
the
answer would have been Chris.
Yeah, I figured. I put the setup in there because I thought most people would say Carmichael Dave.
That's where I thought he was.
But I already knew. I said it's gonna be Verlaine. It's gonna be.
No doubt. There's not even close. You can ask me another question, and it would still be Chris.
I guarantee he texts me right now and say, "Man, that's my guy."
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah. All right, Coach. We appreciate your time very much. We'd love to talk to you again. Thanks for making time for us. Can't imagine how busy you are. Best of luck on this road trip. Best of luck against the Rockets. And thanks again. We enjoyed it.
All love. Go Kings, light the beam. Peace, guys.
Doug Christie, coach of the Kings. We may have to play that again in the 5 o'clock hour. Thank you, Jay, for helping line that up. I'm stunned.